Greetings, everybody. Welcome to Severe Exposure. Live reactions from a man in a rubber wolf mask. Today, we are taking a first ever listen to Jackson Browne for Everyman. This is Jackson Browne's second album. I haven't heard the first, I haven't heard the third, or however many records you want to talk about. I've never listened to a Jackson Browne record before in my life. So this is what we're going to be doing today. All right, let's pop this in the player. Who is Jackson Browne? You know, he kind of always floats behind the scenes in a certain way. I know he's written a lot of songs, many of which were hits for other people, and always comes up as part of the power pop discussion. Whenever anybody asks, what is power pop? You know, and the answer is always like, oh, you know, like Nick Lowe or Jackson Browne or whoever that group is that did Starry Eyes, which came up on a stream relatively recently. I've already forgotten their name. Wait, no, I didn't. The Records? Anyway, we're getting off the rails here. Let's check out For Everyman. 10 songs, 41 minutes. Jackson Browne, his second album, which Wikipedia tells me is pretty stacked with guests. Guest artists include David Crosby, Glenn Frey, Elton John, Don Henley, Joni Mitchell, Bonnie Raitt. He didn't do too bad for himself. He got this on his second album. How'd he pull that off? All right, well, let's go ahead and check out what Jackson Browne, a name that no human being wants to have. See what he's doing on For Everyman. The first track is Take It Easy. Okay, wait a minute. Did I put in a Jackson Browne CD or did I put in like the Eagles' greatest hits? All right, what's the story here? Oh, the song was co-written by Jackson Browne. The Eagles recorded it first and then he recorded his own version. Okay. We're off to a. You know, he couldn't have known when he did this. And when is this record from? 1973. Couldn't have known how this was gonna go because we hate the Eagles, right? All right, let's see what's you know, we could pass on this first track. So, never listened to any Jackson Browne record. Hey, Grasshopper. I know he hung out at the hotel in New York with William Burroughs and Patti Smith. All right, they should have intervened. Okay, you know, hindsight is always 20/20, right? Everybody knows. All right. Daga Studios, what's up? Thank you for being here. Same to you, Mr. Mick. Good morning, afternoon to you. All right, let's see what we got here. Not a Browne fan, just saying. I mean, I can't call myself a Browne fan either. I've never heard the man. Well, actually, chances are I probably have. I probably had a song or two on classic rock radio, but nothing on this track listing jumps out to me. So I guess we'll find out. This you is here for this. And we are appreciative for that. And look at that. And a fist bump to you. So Mark saw Jackson Browne live a few times when he was a kid. Was Jackson Browne from Texas? I don't know a single thing about this man. Let's see. Emerging as a teenage, a songwriter in mid-60s, Los Angeles. Now I guess he was just touring around. Born in Germany. Origins in Los Angeles, California. You know, it's gonna be hard not to have this be considered just like a cover. Even though the guy co-wrote it, I mean, everybody, the Eagles own this one, I think. Far below this morning sun, you in your life, me in mine, we have begun. Here we stand and without speaking, standing on a corner of Winslow, Arizona. You ever been to Winslow? I have not. What's it like? Probably a bunch of tourists standing around on corners snapping photos. Oh my gosh, listen to this. We're into the second track, Our Lady of the Well. Did I miss the transition? Was there a break or did it just go right into it? I was like, yeah, I don't remember this verse of Take It Easy. Born in Winslow. There you go. Winslow's pride and joy. Eagles got nothing on you. All right, we have a recommendation here to check out the Hickoids cover of Take It Easy. This really just sounds like another Eagles song, if you ask me. He could have been a member of the Eagles. Hey Wolfman, take it easy. Don't skip this first track. Oh, we're not skipping it. We're doing this to get the big picture. And that is a big picture on the cover of this record here. The original LP, I've seen it. It has it's a die cut with the photo on the inside. And when you have a die cut that's that big, it takes up almost the entire front of the album. It's tough to find in good condition. I see, there's probably lots and lots of copies that have like little tears, like right down here in that section, off the corners of the image, hanging on by a flap. Thank you for tuning in, Jason. Is Jackson Browne in your wheelhouse, dude? Texas, no, this guy, Blood Laurel Canyon. Yep, as we have found out. But I don't know much about that Laurel Canyon scene. It was never really anything coming out of that grabbed me by the ears and said, you have to hear this. Controversial? Perhaps. I priced all Jackson Browne albums at $5. For the LP, yeah. What about the CDs? Oh, $5 Canadian. So it's got to be what, like a $1.50 US, right? Okay, into the next song, "Colors of the Sun." Let's hear it. Still waiting for some power pop.
Colors of the sun flashing on the water top, echo on the land.
You know, if Jackson Browne had the wherewithal to have gone by Jack Browne, we might have had a pretty epic version of Seven Nation Army this past Saturday. If you know, you know. One time I counted 73 copies of Hold Out in our dollar bins. Interesting. Which one is Hold Out? Let's find out. Okay, it's the one where he's looking surprised that the title of the record has suddenly appeared right next to his head. His 6th album from 1980. All right, we're just gonna hold that note for as long as we can. The Dollar Bin Bandit. Right? I mean, well, I guess it's fitting then for this series of reaction videos. I paid less than $1. What gave you the idea that this was power pop? Singer-songwriter. Is he? I don't know. It's just what people say. I mean, did he have some power pop stuff later on? Maybe on that Hold Out record? I hear the name mentioned when that subject comes up. I'm not the one saying, I wouldn't know. I've never heard the man. You know what? You did, Mark. You gave me that idea. No, just kidding. You seem to have a pretty clear-cut idea of what good power pop is based on your Discord contributions. Power pop on a Jackson Browne record. Be ready to be disappointed, Wolfman. All right. I'm ready. I mean, hey, I'm already a third of the way there. This is track 3. And, yeah, perhaps I've been misled. Did you get just the disc or did you get the case as well? With this one, I'll be honest, it is just the disc. And actually, that's kind of what is dictating these first 30 or so episodes. We're still in warm-up mode. I was at an estate sale and they had a container with a bunch of loose discs inside. I was like, I'll take the whole thing. And I figured, we'll get through this spindle, and then we'll kind of we'll hit our stride by the time we get to the end of it, right? All right, Colors of the Sun. It's like the sun is all colors. All colors of the rainbow. Concentrated into one white light. I thought I was a child. All right. He thought he was a child. I thought he was a power pop artist. Just listen to the Hickoids, take it easy, love it. 10 out of 10 stars. Send it to a few punks I graduated with. You probably did the right thing. because it meant that you missed Lady of the Well, Colors of the Sun.
It's such a clever innocence with which
There's
you
more
leave
upbeat
us
songs on the
so
first Jackson Browne album. Okay.
somehow the years just
Okay, because
that young girl go free.
here we have like a second-rate Desperado.
Thought I was a child until you turned and smiled.
Maybe the tune that was on Fast Times at Ridgemont High was closest thing to Power Pop, and that plodded along.
Till I heard your laughter flowing and came upon the wisdom in your eyes.
Yeah, I guess I was lied to. Someone didn't know what the heck they were talking about. They were just looking for an extra name to insert into the conversation.
Spent my whole life running round.
Gonna pull the wool over my eyes. Team Wolf River. Hey, Wyoming Dave, thank you for being here.
So long as I never let love slow me down. So lonely and so wild.
I'm gonna get myself together and stream. I'll play that Hickoids 45.
By now I should have
Right? Okay, here we go. Comment. Aggressive says, Redneck Friend, I'm jumping ahead, but is that song going to be a cringer?
which way to run.
I guess we'll find out. Tell me some stories in the chat about your redneck friend. Everybody's got one. Mine, I don't know. I think the closest thing I have to one is someone that I know here through the YouTube vinyl community. Shall I name names? Maybe somebody will guess.
It's such a clever
These Jackson Browne albums were always $1 in the 90s and aughts. I got curious about them and found out the hard way. Jackson Browne albums are lukewarm. Yeah, this is 4 straight solid tracks of concentrated tepid. My hype sticker would be edgier than Fogelberg. But is it though? I mean, it's really kind of the same caliber from what I'm getting out of this so far. How's he stack up against James Taylor? All right, Elliot Cruz, check it in. Thank you for tuning in today, sir. Jackson Browne is a great artist. This is a great album. Right on. I'm glad you think so. Everybody's got their own cup of tea. We welcome all perspectives on these records that we're listening and reacting to in real time. Just Ross. Jackson was hanging out in New York City at the right time and place. That's how he met Nico. And then she covered These Days. Oh, these song right here. This song right here. Okay, I didn't know Jackson Browne wrote this. I like the Nico version. I think it's probably Nico's best song. Some people like Femme Fatale. I'm on the These Days train. Your favorite song is Femme Fatale. I'm just gonna say it. You're a clown. Right, he's okay, I guess. I just like other music better. Perfectly reasonable take. Here we got Hosers. Oh, not as much Redneck. I don't know, the Redneck. I'm sure the redneck accent has permeated to Canada. It's not just a southern thing, but it's definitely a redneck thing. Because you could have someone as far away from the South as possible and be like, yeah, I'm from Bozeman, Montana. And it's like, really, dude? Redneck Friend is written about Greg Allman, a former roommate of Jackson Browne's. I assume you mean not your own. But Greg was anything but a redneck. All right. It was just cosplaying as a redneck. Yeah, I agree with this one right here. So far, that has made this spin worth it because Nico really found a way to improve upon this one. This is a little sleepy. Sorry, Elliot, I'm afraid this might not be a fun stream for you. No, I mean, if Elliot likes it and feels passionately enough about it to defend it here on a random YouTube reaction stream, then I am all for it because I'd like to be convinced. You know, perhaps you can help us find these silver linings, even if we're not, you know, at first blush here, totally into it. This makes me want to sip iced tea on my front porch. Okay, now we're talking. This is a good time. There is a time and a place for Jackson Browne, and I think that we're onto something here. The golden hour. Absolutely. I mean, look at the picture right on the cover of this record. You know that was taken in the golden hour. Southern California. Yeah, you should have a... Wait, is that an iced tea on the table? Oh man, it's too... I got the cover too small on my Restream studio page here. Is that a picture of iced tea? Let me know in the chat. All right, so a song that we know these days. Here we are, Redneck Friend. I don't mind having a redneck friend, you know. I think I mentioned before the story of me going down to the dirt track to watch the school bus races that they do in a figure eight, and they basically just let them run until the school buses are on their side. It was a good time. The beer was cheap. Oh, and they also had a rocket-powered semi-truck. This thing had like actual jet engines attached to the back of it, and it would just slowly make these laps, and it was one of the most intense experiences of my entire life because jet engines like that are no joke. You got like little spent pieces of rocket fuel like hitting you in the face as it goes by. Have you ever stood behind a rocket-powered semi? Let me know. Shout out. I understand this is a snare. No. It's not. This is my first time hearing Jackson Browne, hand to God. Well, okay, outside of what I might have just randomly encountered. See, this is where they turn up the tempo a little bit. Like, definitely the best song on the album so far. But no, we're not just out to smear the Jackson Browne name. As a matter of fact, I thought this was going to sound completely different going into it. It's on par with James Taylor. I can appreciate them and have nostalgia going up with the stuff, but not my thing. All right. But you can accept it for what it is. Get yourself a nice porch and an iced tea and a beautiful sunset. and then put on These Days, and then maybe you'd be like, you know what, this works. Greg Allman did 2 great covers of These Days, one in the 70s and one just before he died. That last version really hits hard. That's cool. Oh, we have, how many versions of These Days were recorded? I'd only heard the Nico. I had no idea it'd been done so many times, or that it was even a Jackson Browne song. I'm enjoying this. I don't think I've ever heard music I didn't like, though, to be fair. I give a lot of things an equal shot. And with this show, even with the stuff that I am not into, I try to find something about it that's positive. You know what I mean? And right here, we're here with Redneck Fred. If you have redneck friends, this is like the, listen to that. You got that like Leonard Skinner piano thing going on in the background. Like, kind of like the Beavis and Butthead theme song. The roll down the keys. Listen to this. You can put this on for your redneck friends. You're gonna have a good time. That's David Lindley playing lap steel. Great collaborations for many years with him and Browne. That's cool. I'd like to hear more songs like this one. Love to hear it, Jason. Yeah. Jason, is going to be a secret spin. Shoot it out, man. Get 2 copies and say one's a hot stamper. No one here is saying Jackson Browne's music is bad or anything. It's enjoyable singer-songwriter music if that's your bag. Right on. Well, I mean, you gotta consider like the time when this came out as well. There's a lot of this type of music that was very popular.
And as our lives have grown, we have found that it only brings us pain to hang on to the.
But it's fun to dunk a little. Hey, I mean, I'm giving honest reactions here. If there'll be hits, there will be misses.
When you went away, taking all that
I'll even be guesting on the Wolfman stream if need be for a true live reaction. You're welcome. You're welcome to join anytime. It's a little bit rough with the restream thing and the way that I have the audio set up. We tried it with Dr. Gons, and if I'm telling the truth, it was hard to hear a word that he was saying. And I think it's the audio settings in OBS. The way that I have to, run the output from Apple Music into a virtual audio cable that OBS can recognize in order to send the music from inside the computer through OBS into Restream. But for some reason, doing that basically also brings the feed through the old cans here at almost full blast, so it's tough to hear the comments of the other guys. I mean, and for whatever reason, it's fine if I move over to and watch it on YouTube, which I had to do a couple of times. I'm like, oh, Dr. Gons is talking, and then I like jump over to the second monitor here, listen real quick, and then like come back and react to that. But it's awkward because by then like several seconds have passed, between the stream delay and then going and hearing it and coming back, and it's really hard to continue a conversation that way, especially while you're trying to react to music and then you're hearing it like twice, like a few seconds apart. First world problems. Severe exposure. But that's just because of the Apple Music thing. If I have to have a completely different audio setup for like an external audio source, like the turntable. So jump up for some secret spins, I suppose. All right, I just yapped all the way through the times you've come. And ready or not, here's the next song, track 8.
My baby's feeling funny in the morning. She's having trouble getting into her jeans. The waistline seems
Monster Trucks and Jackson Browne do not seem to go hand in hand.
feels like eating a thing.
Well, most of the songs, no. Redneck Friend, I think, would go over.
When we see what the future will bring.
Redneck Friend is sometimes interpreted as referring to his man. Oh. See, that's what I get for not having the lyrics up on the screen and following along, as some other reaction channels are wont to do. Maybe I should, or maybe that'll just get me in trouble. Sometimes interpreted as referring to Little Jackson. Jackson Johnson. Yeah, this sounds like an Eagles record. In a lot of ways. I'd like a track on here featuring Ice-T. Right. I would accept Ice-T or any other member of the Special Victims Unit. This song to country dance to. What, like the Texas two-step? Definitely has that twang element. Honestly, sitting through a Wilco concert wasn't unlike seeing Jackson Browne when I was a kid. The shows were both way too long. Oh, here we go. Controversial. Have we talked about Wilco on this stream before? Because Wilco, it's one of those bands. Couple tracks. All right, couple tracks. Oh yeah, only the hottest. I want a steaming hot stamper. These Days is a great tune. Of course, Nico had a great cover of it. Sorry, I missed it. Groove Seeker, thank you for joining the program. We are listening and reacting to Jackson Browne for Everyman. Basically under false pretenses. Thank you, Grasshopper. We made it through. All right, next we have track 9, Sing My Songs to Me. Well, there you go. He just lays it out bare. No wonder we have so many covers of Jackson Browne songs. Even some by artists that are featured on this very album as guest musicians.
Sing my songs to me.
Members of the Eagles rented the top of a house and Browne the basement for a while. He co-wrote Take It Easy with them. They were friends. Possibly might be better to say the Eagles sound like him. Right? He would have fit right into the mix. I said before, he could have been a member of the Eagles. I would be curious to know why they didn't just bring him into the fold. especially if they were into those songwriting chops, because that's basically what the Eagles were kind of all about. And then maybe you'd see Jackson Browne live at the Sphere. The Eagles are playing at the Sphere right now, aren't they? What's that process thing called where peeps mount vinyl in that plastic shrink wrap frame thing? That's what I'll do with my hot stamper if I could, of course. Ah, yes. Vinyl slabbing. Although that's in a hard case. It would be kind of funny, though, if they were slabbing records in bendable plastic. Maybe that's what they're doing in Europe. The European jackets were always a lot flimsier. The slabs should only follow suit. Oh, here we go. Yes. Exactly this. The best thing about this is reasonable CD length. Yes, well, I mean, 1973, we are very much in the pre-CD era. Things were still being written and recorded to fit on two sides of a vinyl LP. 41 minutes. This could have easily run for 25 more if it were released, 15, 20 years later. Wilco seems sick to me just like this. Special Victims Unit. Yeah, he was on that TV show. He did get in trouble for alleged spousal abuse. When Ice-T actually came to town for a Super Bowl, and he rented out a strip club for 3 days straight. This is a true story. Places, they're not open anymore, but they were when we had the Super Bowl. He came to town, and it was basically like his home base of operations. Did he sleep there? I don't know, but he seriously, 100% rented a strip club for 3 days. They were closed to the public. Welcome back. Oh, look out. Here comes a rabbit hole. Hope you're properly prepared. My favorite Daryl Hannah movie is Clan of the Cave Bear, a classic. Doesn't she get banished from the clan at one point? Suspended? That's a sad part. They all shunned her. Read the book series and then watched the movie. There you go. They didn't have a book series for Splash. Splash. It's a good. I watched it as a kid. I think that's a good comedy for the kids. Oh, jeez. We're already 2 minutes into the last song. I forgot to announce it. We're at For Everyman. Flip, slab, or play. You know what? If you're slabbing records, I got something right here for Everyman. Slabbing up their records. And that's that. Fair, just can't seem to why I like Uncle. Oh wait, we're continuing the Wilco conversation. Couple tracks. I would, but I don't know the songs. I'm hearing them for the first time. All right, here we go. You can pass the first two albums. Wilco, I think they'll find some albums you dig. Try Yankee Hotel Foxtrot and A Ghost Is Born. I think that's where most people start, right? At Yankee Hotel Foxtrot, just because it's so overly hyped. Warp Dog Record Hound, thank you for tuning in. Does it count that I belched really loud at this Jackson Browne? No, sir. Unless Jackson Browne wrote a song that was just like that he belched it out. He belted it out. He didn't belch it out. Okay, more Wilco talk. You know, Wilco could be a fitting backing band for Jackson Browne. Can we agree on that? He's still touring. His catalog is extremely strong. My favorite is the LP, Late for the Sky, but there are lots and lots of classic albums and great songs. You could do worse. I mean, he comes across as sincere. This, you know, a lot of singer-songwriter stuff that came out in later years really strikes me as very disingenuous. You know, maybe we'll hear some and react to some in future episodes, but maybe not. I tend not to bring home Jason Mraz CDs. I'm assuming our brother at arms, Jason Ross, has spent 6 months on Jackson Browne after his bread deep dive. That's why he's the GOAT. Hey, bread surprised me. I think I like bread more than this album, the band. I like the bread, more than either one. What can I say? I like bread. I like rolls. I like baked goods. Do I like bread more than music? That might be a hard decision. There you go. Noted, so we can throw an ear on it. See, this will continue. One time I was taking a nap on vacation. I heard Jackson Browne playing. I woke up agitated, and it was because he was sound checking in an outdoor venue nearby. That's funny. All right, that concludes For Everyman by Jackson Browne. That did not sound like I thought it was going to, based on the contrast that I was going into. What? Oh, gonna go down a sourdough rabbit hole. Come on. I'm salivating inside this stupid mask I'm wearing. Oh man, that sounds good. You guys like sandwiches? I like sandwiches too. All right, wow, that went by fast. Yeah. The LP era. And enjoyed that. You know, a record like this, it's very inoffensive. It's hard for it to really make a huge impression on the first listen. The only track that stuck out to me was Redneck Friend. The rest of it was a little bit sleepy, a little bit maybe too self-serious. I don't know. What would you rate an album like this? Yep. Except we listened to the 41 minutes of Jackson Browne. You don't get that at the doctor's office anymore. Now, it used to be in the past. They sit there and let you rot. But I don't know what changed. It's like as soon as people brought phones and actually had something to do, didn't mind being patient for a while, gives you a little while to doom scroll. Not as soon as you sit down, they're just like, "Oh, excuse me, Mr. Wolf, we can bring you back now." And you're like, "God damn, I didn't even get a chance to check my DMs." Two Cool Bones. It is a good album to cook to. These Days is amazing. Even I love that song. Yeah, I love the other version of it. This, having heard that one first and then hearing this one, it kind of lets a little bit of the air out for me. But I could see myself being in the kitchen with my mom cooking with that playing. This is wholesome, right? And this is, yeah, it's background kind of music. I mean, but all in all, for my reaction, and this is, just me personally, one song is not enough to carry the whole album. So, despite these days being okay, even two songs carrying an album, it's too much weight. So, even if These Days is an amazing song and Redneck Friend was fun, had a little boogie to it, the rest was just a little too beige. Maybe that's the shade of beige. Jackson Browne. So sadly, and while I respect everything that everybody's saying about this album and your own feelings on it, personally, overall, considering it as a whole, it's not really my cup of tea. And I gotta go with it's not that good. Um, Maybe if they had kind of picked it up a little bit more, maybe it was a little bit more evenly balanced in that regard. In an alternate universe, perhaps it would have fared better. Again, I get it, I respect it, but as far as listening to it, it's not the type of thing that I don't think I'm going to return to anytime soon. What's this? The increase in NP at the offices don't. Oh, nurse practitioners. I'm getting good with these initialisms. Don't have to see a doctor, right? Yeah, everybody just wants to do telehealth, right? Because it's cheaper. See, Jackson Browne played guitar on Nico's version, and that was good. I like the guitar on that. It's got that nice it's got a capoed sound to it. You hear the Nico much later. Interesting. I've definitely heard the Nico version more, and I think it was used in a commercial, if I'm not mistaken. It's actually the opposite. It needs to be listened to with intent. The lyrics are to be contemplated. Fair defense on a when it comes to a singer songwriter record. Perhaps I should have the lyrics on screen to follow along with. And so it could be argued I'm not giving it the fair shot that it's really deserving of, especially if the album here included the lyrics specifically for you to go over while you listen. See, Elliot actually makes a decent point here, but life's not always fair, and I stand by my rating. Well, but a quick, it's okay. Have the Lunatic Audio for the Preston unreasonably priced remaster yet? Good question. I don't really pay attention to those Lunatic audiophile unreasonably priced remasters. In this environment, you don't really even listen to the lyrics, just the music. And with Browne, the lyrics are what makes it special. Fair point. Maybe this should have been a video instead of a live stream. Actually, a quick word. It reminds me, real quick. If the scale is 1 to 4 bones, scale's whatever you want, however many bones you want to give it. This is definitely not a 1 bone, but it's hard to make it a full 2. Thought the scale is 1 to 5 bone. I don't know, you made the rating system. So if we go 1 to 5, would you give it 2 cool bones? Yesterday we listened to Universal Smash Hits, and at the end I weighed the positive against the negative and said that it evened it out to an I Feel Nothing. But I was wrong about that. I misspoke. I'm officially changing yesterday's rating to a It's Okay, which is different from I Feel Nothing. They're still both kind of in the middle, but they are not the same thing. So just a little clarification for those of you keeping score. Life isn't fair. Fair is cotton candy and pony rides and funnel cakes. You know, I like funnel cakes because they're kind of bready. All right, and we'll close it out here. If a record has all the lyrics to go along with the song, I usually follow along. That's what they're there for. Stunty here, coming in right at the end. Yesterday was apocalyptic. Oh, you're talking about the CD. I thought you were talking about the actual apocalypse, which is feasible. Anyway, that's it for today's episode of Severe Exposure. Maybe I should give it another listen with a little bit more focus. But at the same time, I'm okay with it being background music. So, sometimes that's all you need. Anyway, thank you for joining me, tuning in, and sharing in this experience. It's very much a pleasure having every single one of you and having this conversation. Well, I mean, yeah, the conversation straight over into Wilco territory. We'll forgive that. It's Jackson Browne, after all. Just kidding. You guys are great. Thank you for being here. Appreciate it. Secret Spins tonight and another Severe Exposure tomorrow. So, if you ain't doing nothing else, then we can waste some time here on the worst reaction series on YouTube. Trademark. Thanks a lot, everybody. Have a great day.